I know Rogan from being like the Fear Factor guy and the UFC guy and like Joe Rogan. Like, I don't know him as the comedian guy.
He's pretty fucking funny, dude.
I got a hot take about Joe Rogan, but I don't know if we're ready for that.
No, go ahead.
What you got?
Joe Rogan pre-COVID was better. I don't really fuck with. Feels like he's pushing an agenda at this point.
Nah, it's getting better now.
Is it?
I will say for like.
I felt like after he went with, I feel like it had nothing to do with COVID, but
I would say ever since he's opened his comedy club, it's been a lot.
Listen.
LA.
I think what it was, Cam, is I think whenever he signed a deal with Spotify, it got a little bit different. He definitely was a little bit more censored, a little. Now, like you said, it's getting better again. I just wish that I could watch full shit on YouTube.
He signed with Spotify during COVID, right? Or was it after?
It was a little bit after.
Nah, yeah, it was like
I think it was a little bit before.
Was it?
I feel like it was right.
Look up, Gabe, when Joe Rogan signed.
I'm not 100% sure, but
Jamie, pull that up.
It was a little bit. It was a little.
Look, I'm undoubtedly like. I'm not ashamed to say it. I'm a huge Joe Rogan fan.
Oh,
his
yeah,
podcast has done a lot for me. Whenever I discovered his podcast, I started learning a lot of shit because there was a lot of people I would never watch their stuff before.
Yeah, that's another big thing right there. His contract expires mid-2024. That's another big thing that's going to fucking happen.
3.5 years.
You think he'll re-sign?
So is 2021?
I don't think he will. I think he can go back and
probably do his own thing.
Make that same amount of money on YouTube now. But the only thing with YouTube is what can you talk about and I don't think he's pushing an agenda, but like he talks about a lot of shit. So like, what agendas can't be pushed?
Honestly,
take stuff down
on YouTube.
Anything that you feel like Joe Rogan is pushing as an agenda is something he really believes in. I feel like because
I think Spotify.
He's got some takes that I don't think are that good, but I like Joe Rogan.
I don't think he'll go back on YouTube simply because it's owned by Google and there's so many restrictions on that.
Dude, there's a lot.
It's bigger than.
In fact, we ought to be careful to even talking about it.
Low key,
yeah.
Don't think so?
I think it's something you can talk about. I don't think it's something you should like. I don't think we should sit here and have an entire 2-hour podcast about the ins and outs of why Google owns the world. You know what I'm saying? But like we can talk about it.
No, for sure.
I mean, I know that we're like small scale, but
it's more of a.
Still, it scares me.
I think like that. It's bigger than Joe Rogan, but like he's one of the few people that like him, Call Her Daddy. Like those type of people, bro. Like when they sign, like there's a reason. It's more of a reason than who has the most money. You know what I'm saying? Like you're strategic. You can't make as much money off of YouTube talking about everything you want to talk about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you have to go where you can be uncensored and be free.
Well, did you know that Spotify started their video because of the Joe Rogan experience?
I believe that.
Yeah,
I believe that.
They never seen that video before him, and then
he was the biggest Spotify deal to date.
Joe Budden,
by far.
I remember Joe Budden. Joe Budden beefing with Spotify, like big. That was a whole big thing, and that's another guy who's like, you got to watch.
Shout out to Joe
move.
Budden, man. I love the Joe Budden show.